in this quantum energy frequency transmission. I am really vibrating right now, and I set the intention to have my second Kundalini Awakening discussion. So it's going to be about my personal experiences, observations, and so I want to loop back around to where I started, which was just a short time ago. I didn't want to get too far in it. It just felt like it was. So I was already aware of many of my gifts, many of the ways that I could tap in and read and connect and communicate with animals and nature and crystals and just essences of, connect with ascended masters, speak with them directly, sit down, have a conversation, get guidance. I mean, that was really happening on a continual basis. I really felt like I was in sort of training, this sort of sit down training program. And, right, so Kundalini, right, so, okay. I went through an experience where I had reached a certain level of understanding in energetic dynamics between my thoughts, my spirit, my soul, my behavior, and my actions. And it took me to such a level that it clarified so much in me and released so much in such an instantaneous moment that my awareness went really far. And I unlocked a really, really, deep-rooted gift that came with a lot of baggage. And that baggage was, you can't do that. You can't know that. You can't have that. That can't be a thing. That's not safe for you. You could be burned at the stake. They could throw you in an asylum. They could do all these things to you for doing that. You cannot speak up about that. And I became very fearful. And then something else happened. It escalated, right? My fears magnified. Remember, we're talking Kundalini energy. We're talking that powerful force that is released in your body, that wisdom that comes in that you asked for because you're ready for it. If it's coming to you, you're ready for it. Or if you're not, and you become afraid of it because it expands so fast, so much, and this is where I believe the veil comes in, right? I had the awareness once upon a time of what that meant. And then I forgot that it was okay to have it. And I became very fearful. And then I became delusional. And I went through this period where I felt like I opened Pandora's box. No, not only did I feel like I opened Pandora's box, right? Unlocked something that wasn't meant to be unlocked. I experienced hearing condemnation from what I thought were my guides telling me, you did this, you unlocked this, you did this, how dare you, you've ruined it for everyone, right? I believed that for like a week. I thought, well, I'm really tapped in. If this is what I'm hearing, this has got to be true. I missed the part where I became fearful. I overlooked that step and started blaming my guides. Had I not proceeded to walk myself through and kind of rewind it and go back through that scenario and get over that, where would I be? Would I be wandering down the street being fearful of, I've done this thing and I don't know where to go, and I don't know. I don't know. But I recognized I recognized there was a piece of me going, okay, let's be smart about this. Let's take a look at this and go, okay, how did this suddenly spring into your reality? What is different? What is different, right? Well, I recognized I was afraid. And that's what I have come to understand this journey is all about. When you get those higher awarenesses, when that energy comes in, it's coming in to tell you you're on target. You know, how you're thinking, how you are progressing, what you're unlocking is actually true. It's a piece of you. It's a part of you. You can welcome that in. You don't have to be afraid of it. And here's the other thing. Why did it present that way? Why did it present as Pandora's box, right? Well, you know, I really haven't ever put a lot of faith in hell or demons or things like that. And it's kind of interesting. You know, I've always had that urge to go to church and follow my Christian faith and do all this, but there was just this piece that didn't make sense to me. It really didn't. And, you know, I'm not going to try to back into my whole back philosophy on that. It's just that when I got to this point, I just recognized that the fear was mine. Like I owned it. And I knew that owning it was the only way, right? Because at this point, I already understood the mirror concept. What comes to us are those things that are presented to us that we have to overcome. You know, I knew it was all me. The answers only could come from within me, which meant it had to be fear, which meant what kind of fear? Well, see, that's the thing, right? Pandora's box, that which cannot be discovered. Well, I didn't know what it was, that which cannot be discovered. I wasn't, you know, I couldn't put it into my operating perception of what those things were. You know, suddenly I could walk up to somebody and speak to them in their native language, which may not be terrestrial. You know, that's kind of an awareness. You go, oh, where did that come from? Right? Well, you know, when you get tapped in, right? I'm an oracle. When you get tapped in, you can do those things. But those things at first, because I didn't understand them, I wasn't willing to accept them, I wasn't willing to embrace them. You know, at first, to me, it felt like I opened Pandora's box. It's like, okay, you know, this is, you know, too much, right? I forgot that I already had the awareness through studying physics, actually, about the beauty of the energy and the support and the glory of assistance and love and light all around, right? Are we conditioned to accept all that? Or are we conditioned to go, that doesn't feel right. This is outside of me. I'm not sure I get this. I don't understand this. This book says I can't do this. This book says this isn't real. This book says this can't be a possibility. Well, see, those are the types of thoughts that put me back in fear. Because when the reality actually set in and the reality followed my belief and conviction, right? The belief and the conviction of, right, I get it, that's all there. I can receive that. Well, when it hit me and it was all love and light, all of my triggers were set off. Whoa, that's heavy. Oh, really? I mean, it was overwhelming. And then I became aware of these gifts and these things were presenting that I didn't understand, and that was me. And that was love and light. And there's a piece of me that went, oh, really? The ego, I'll show you. You just opened Pandora's box. Look what you did. Look what you did. And here comes that fear. Here comes that cycling back of what that was. That's one example of one experience that I had through my own awakening, awareness expansion, understanding, revelations, you know. That presented that way to me because that was based on my personal fears. That was my experience. There are aspects in this that you may resonate with. There are aspects of this particular type of trauma that may ring a bell for you. So I'm sharing. Because if you're still in it, especially, you can take a look at it. Right? The only thing to fear is fear itself. What happens when you tuck that away? Or just let it go and say, okay, I don't like what I'm looking at. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like it at all. But why is it right in front of me? Why is it right there? I mean, all right, what is it? Because I don't want to be afraid of you. I don't want to run from you. I want to be sovereign. There's a piece of me that must be asking for this for some reason. What is it that I can stand here and say, I'm going to be standing here again tomorrow? I can rest assured that I'm going to be standing right here again tomorrow. So right now, in this now moment, what is it that I can get from that? Thank you. I appreciate the wisdom coming to me from that. That which I do not understand, because I don't know what I don't know. But I still believe there's something out there greater than me, communicating with me, giving me wisdom on my path. I went through something I felt was very, very traumatic. That was like, and probably, maybe 2 weeks out of my growth process that was very traumatic. I am grateful that it was just that amount of time. Right? Peace on your journey.